My girlfriend rejected my proposal because I don't make enough money for her. I proposed to my girlfriend of 4 years 2 days ago. I teased the idea of it with her a few times and she seemed keen. We have regular date nights. This time I made it more special. Brought her shopping and got her loads of stuff, nice dinner, and then we had a walk on the beach at night. I proposed, and she told me to get up and that I'm making an idiot of myself. I asked her why not, and she literally ran away crying. I sat on the beach for a while to calm down because I was really sad. I went back to the car and she was there. I tried talking to her and she said we'd talk at home. When we got home, she kept dodging the question and saying, "It isn't the right time." But she was obviously lying. She eventually told the truth and said she had always wanted to get married to someone rich. She wanted to be carefree and taken care of financially and to be spoiled. I asked, do I not spoil her enough? Do I not satisfy her with what I get? Her, and she said I do because she knows I spend a lot on her, compared to what I earn, and she doesn't want to feel guilty every time my partner buys stuff. But she also asks me for stuff off her own back and doesn't reject the gifts I get her, or ask how much they were, or seem concerned about how much I spend or her at all. It just seems like an excuse. The way she was talking made me feel like I was just a placeholder until she found someone who fit her preferences financially. So I asked her if I was just a placeholder until she could find some loaded businessman or something, and she started backtracking, saying that isn't what she meant, and that I'm more than enough. But I don't know. For context, I earn a decent amount. I'm a regional manager for Sainsbury's, a supermarket in the UK. I manage 3 different stores and I work long hours, up to 50 hours weeks sometimes, and my hourly pay is decent. I'm not broke by any means. I make enough to treat her regularly, but that doesn't seem to be enough. She doesn't care I'm at work most of the time. She's never complained. I'm wondering if I'm overreacting. I work hard and it doesn't satisfy her. I never knew she was. Like this, I thought she loved me, not my wallet. Update. So buckle up, because the last few days have been absolutely insane. After I posted my original story, I decided I couldn't just sit around and keep pretending everything was normal. I felt like I had been hit with a truth I never asked, for that my girlfriend of 4 years might see me as nothing more than a stepping stone until she landed someone with a bigger bank account. That thought wouldn't leave me alone. 2 nights ago, I asked her to sit down and talk properly. I didn't want vague answers. I didn't want, "it's not the right time." I wanted the truth, even if it hurt. I asked her point blank, if I never become rich, if I stay exactly as I am, hardworking, comfortable, but not luxury level, would you still want to marry me? She froze. Literally didn't say a word for about 30 seconds, just staring at me with this look like she was calculating something in her head. Then she said, "I love you, but I've always dreamed of a lifestyle where I don't have to think about money, where if I want to fly somewhere, I can. If I want to buy a handbag, I can. I don't want to struggle like my parents did." Now, I understand wanting financial security. Who doesn't? But the way she said it, it was like she was telling me my best would never be good enough. I pointed out that I already cover 80% of our bills. I treat her to gifts, trips, meals out. We're not living paycheck to paycheck. And she said, "Yeah, but I don't want to feel guilty every time you swipe your card. I don't want to see you exhausted after 50-hour weeks just to keep me happy. If we were rich, it wouldn't matter." At that point, I asked the question I was dreading. "So am I just a placeholder until you find some loaded businessman?" She got defensive immediately, said I was twisting her words, that I was making her sound shallow, and then she started crying. But the crying felt performative, like she was trying to guilt-trip me into backing down. Later that night, she went to take a shower. Her phone buzzed, and I swear I wasn't snooping, but the preview on the screen showed a message from one of her friends. It said, "Girl, just hang in there. You'll find someone who can give you the life you deserve. Don't settle." My stomach dropped. I didn't even unlock her phone. I didn't need to. That one message confirmed everything I feared. She had been venting to her friends about how I wasn't enough, and They were encouraging her to keep her options open. The next day, I packed a bag and went to my brother's. She blew up my phone, first apologizing, then accusing me of invading her privacy, even though I didn't even open her phone. Then guilt-tripping me by saying I was throwing away 4 years over one conversation. But it wasn't just one conversation. It was 4 years of me working my ass off, thinking I was building a future with someone who valued me, not just my income. Yesterday, she actually showed up at my brother's place. She was crying on the doorstep saying she made a mistake, that she didn't mean it like that. She started listing all the things she loved about me, how thoughtful I am, how I make her laugh, how I spoil her more than anyone she knows. But then she ruined it by saying, "I just wish you made a little more so we wouldn't have to think about money." And I realized, no matter how many compliments she wrapped it in, the bottom line was always the same. She wanted more than I could give, and nothing I did would ever be enough. I told her I need space, real space. She begged me not to leave her, promised she'd change her mindset, but honestly, how do you change something that's at the core of how you see relationships? I haven't blocked her, but I've muted everything. My family is furious on my behalf. My brother even told me he'll throw her out himself if she shows up again. My mom said she always had a bad feeling about her. Looking back, I can see the red flags. The way she always joked about wanting to marry rich. The way she never offered to split bills on trips. The fact she never once asked me how work was going unless it had something to do with her plans. I feel like an idiot for not seeing it sooner. But at the same time, I feel oddly relieved. Relieved that she showed her true colors now, and not after I tied myself to her legally. So that's where I'm at. Heartbroken, but free. And honestly, I think I dodged a bullet. Second update. It's been a few more days and I've had time to reflect, but somehow things keep unfolding in ways I didn't expect. When I first moved into my brother's place, I thought the hardest part would be dealing with the silence. But the truth is, my phone hasn't stopped buzzing. My girlfriend, ex, I don't even know what to call her anymore, has been relentless. She's alternating between long, emotional apologies and flat-out anger. One moment it's, "You're the love of my life, I'll change, I don't care about money," and the next it's, "You're being dramatic, every girl wants stability. You're overreacting." The guilt trips are exhausting. She even said I was throwing away 4 years over a fantasy in my head. But here's the thing. The fantasy isn't mine, it's hers. She literally admitted she wanted to marry rich. She told her friends I wasn't enough. How am I supposed to forget that? And now that I've stepped back, I'm starting to remember all these little red flags I ignored. Like last Christmas, when I got her a necklace she'd been pointing at, in a shop window for months. It wasn't cheap, I saved up for it. And when she opened the box, she smiled and hugged me. But then she said, "Wow, imagine if you could have gotten the one with the bigger diamond. That would have been insane." I laughed it off back then, but looking back, that stung. Or the time we were with her friends and one of them was bragging about her fiancé who worked in finance. My girlfriend actually joked right in front of me, "Damn, maybe I should have gone for a banker instead of a manager." Everyone laughed, but my stomach twisted. I thought it was just banter. Now I see it for what it was, a glimpse of the truth. The craziest part? She's now trying to prove she doesn't care about money. Yesterday, she sent me a picture of her cooking pasta at home with the caption, "See, I don't need expensive dinners to be happy." Like, is she trying to rebrand herself as frugal all of a sudden? It feels desperate and honestly a bit insulting. And here's the kicker. One of her own friends, the same circle she was messaging about me, reached out to me on Instagram. She said she felt guilty because she didn't realize how much my girlfriend was taking advantage of me. Apparently, my girlfriend has been complaining about me for months, saying she loves me but can't imagine a future where she isn't spoiled like a princess. Her exact words, according to the friend. Hearing that from someone else broke something in me. It's one thing to hear it slip out in a fight, but to know she's been painting me as the guy who isn't enough behind my back? That's unforgivable. So yeah. I think I have my answer now. It's over. I haven't officially said the words yet, but in my heart, I know it. I'm not going back. I want a partner, not a critic. I want someone who sees the hours I put in, the effort I give, and says, thank you, instead of, imagine if you made more. I'll admit, part of me still aches when I think of the good times. 4 years isn't nothing. But those good memories feel tainted now, like they were built on conditions I never knew existed. I'll give her credit for one thing, though. She finally showed me who she really is. And I'd rather see it now than after walking down the aisle.